Hello, my name is Mark Johnson, editor of Euromoney Conferences. I'm here at the Euromoney Bond Congress, the 20th Bond Congress. I'm delighted to welcome Robert Stheeman, who is the Chief Executive of the UK Debt Management Office, in fact, the person who borrows money for the United Kingdom. Robert, how much more difficult or more easy has that job become over the last few years?
It's probably not become necessarily any more difficult, but it's become larger. So if you think that I was lucky enough to join 10 years ago, we were borrowing 20 billion, just over 20 billion during the whole year. Right now, in the current financial year that's about to end, we're borrowing 160, just over 160 billion. So the quantum has changed. It means that we are busier than we've ever been before. It means that our resources are more stretched than they've been before. But in terms of market access, that's gone remarkably well because the underlying market is so healthy.
Is that just because there is such a wall of institutional money, or is it something you're actually doing yourself?
I'd like to take as much credit as I possibly can, but that wouldn't be honest and it wouldn't be fair either. It is largely, as you say, it's the wall of institutional money. It's the fact that the market itself has developed hugely. It's become more liquid. I would like to think that we play a small role in that because, in terms of strategy, one of the things that we try and do is to make our market as open and as accessible as possible to all sorts of investors and as liquid as possible. And liquidity has probably never been better today than it has ever been. It's interesting to note, actually, as recently as last week, statistics showed that we have had the busiest week in the market by a long way. So it's a very deep and liquid market, and that's critical to what we do.
Of course, for every borrower, such as yourself, there is an investor or a saver. UK pensioners often used to rely on gilts as a source of long-term income for their retirement. They're not exactly going to be able to go abroad to Florida on what gilt yield at the moment, are they?
Well, yields are clearly depressed across the entire developed world. That's not just a phenomenon that's unique to the UK. I mean, it's clearly sort of in all major government bond markets, yields are very depressed. But there's no guarantee that they're going to stay that way forever. And I think the most critical thing is also you talk about savers in this country. I mean, we are also worth mentioning the largest issuer in percentage terms of inflation-linked debt in the world. And that product is one which appeals very specifically to the UK domestic investor base, the pension fund industry in particular.
Very good point. Just one last point. Moody's rating agency recently downgraded the United Kingdom. Did it matter?
Not hugely in terms of the market is the straight answer. I mean, I was reminded of the story of the father of the beautiful daughter, and the daughter had something like 20 or 30 suitors, and I think the mother didn't want to let the daughter out of the house, and she got out of the house, and sure enough, one day she came back, and all in tears and pregnant, and the father's reaction was, "Thank God that's over."
Robert, thank you very much. Brilliant. Thanks, Robert. That's great.